Pharisees, I don't know what happened. Look, my this is real life. My electronics have went out. We have bought new electronics. Stuff has been like really, really crazy. Like it's crazy. Like we can't. I can't even. We. It's just crazy. So listen. Anyway, so I was raised with all my family members, but I was not raised with my mom. When my mom did end up raising me, all her boyfriends molested me. My teacher, I told my teacher what happened. My teacher called DFS. They came in and they asked me if I wanted to leave, and I was like, no, because I was worried for my sisters. Well, they asked the man, will he take a lie detector test to prove that he didn't do nothing to me? Hold on, y'all got to turn the heat on. Well, the fireworks. Okay, so, let me get the blank. Okay. So, during this time, the Child Protective Services asked him, will he take a lie detector test and will he be willing? And he said, yeah, he will be willing. So, I remember my mom, we driving to wherever he was supposed to take this lie detector test at. And when we pulled up, my mom said, babe, do you really want to do this? And he said, no, I already told you that I wasn't lying. And she said, all right, I got something for her. So she got out the car, called my uncle. Next thing you know, I was packed up and had to be sent with my uncle in PA. Child Protector Services ain't know where I was at. Nobody looked for me. Nobody cared. So I was with my uncle. My uncle was abusing me. You understand? My uncle was abusing me. I went to my mom's with black eyes. I would sit down with black eyes. You understand? And then he just said, I'm going to kill you. And I believed him. And I believed that if he killed me, nobody would care. So what did I do? I tried to kill him before he killed me. So I end up getting attempted murder. I was shipped to different jails. He didn't die. I was shipped to different places. Shipped to Texas, San Antonio, Texas. I was in there for 6 years. But before I went to Texas, I was on the streets, y'all, as a kid. Literally bouncing from house to house, but my mom never looked for me. I was running the streets. I was in a club at 11, 12, using my mom's fake ID. I didn't even look 11 or 12. I'm dead serious. This is no lie. The timeline of me getting in trouble and the time it's gonna be able to all add up. When I got locked up in San Antonio, Texas, and I didn't get locked up, I got shipped there because they said I was bad, no place could handle me, and I needed to be shipped out of state. So my mom never said like, okay, well, she's acting like this because of this. So I just kept my mouth shut. And I was in San Antonio, Texas, and I was a kid. We were all kids in there. And rest in peace to people that was there, because some of my friends died. I remember being a little kid and watching my friends get sat on by the guards. I can't breathe. I'll try to look up this place now that I'm older, but I got little to no information. And I'm giving my testimony now because I don't know if I lived there tomorrow to even tell my story because I'm trying to protect me and my kids from the police. Hold on. Anyway, it's a lot. You know, we were kids trying to escape from San Antonio. I remember. I remember. We were kids. And one of my friends, we wrote a note and everybody wanted to try to run. But I said, I'm not running with y'all without y'all getting ready to check first because when you go down a hill, it's a highway. So you can get hit. So I said, no, y'all, I'm not, we gonna find out how I go. And then I go after. But I'm not escaping and we get killed. And they escaped and they got killed. They got ran over. And they announced it and then they was like, you. They said, it's you. And they said, we're going to slow you down. They knew I was the brains of the operation, but I was a thinker. So they put me on Depakote. They put me on a medication and they blew me up to 300 pounds and I was 12. My mom came and seen me, and when she came and seen me, she said, oh, my baby, what they do to you? All this fake stuff. I said, they killing me. I was in Texas. I woke up with ant hills on me, scorpions. We had to run with wild boars, turkeys. We had to survive in the wild. We had to learn everything. And when we act up, they was there to punish us. And we was kids. My mom's boyfriend ended up getting locked up for molesting like a 6-year-old or something. He ended up doing 10 years. They shipped me away, but, he ended up getting in the paper. He ended up changing his name and all that. Know who you is, too. And the thing about it is, I don't even want no charges pressed on y'all. So in exchange for the charges not being pressed, the only thing that I want y'all men to do that did that to me is I want y'all, first you're going to seek help. You're going to announce what you did to me. You're going to tell the truth, or I'm going to have them do that deep investigation. You're going to tell them the truth, what you did to me. And then you're going to help these sick psychos to stop molesting children. And what made you do it? What was your thoughts and all of that? That is going to be the exchange. It's for your help to change other predators, even though my flesh could really, anyway, but it's cool. Just a moment. Okay. I do apologize. I was not planning on giving my testimony today, but I don't want to wait. Anyway, so I transitioned, and when I transitioned to the other side, and the other side was with the teenagers, young adolescents, and there, I've seen a lot going on and had to be involved with a lot. I got shipped all over. My testimony can go really, really big. But I also was caught in 2001 with a machine gun that the machine gun was not mine. I had met these guys. I didn't even know them. I was living on the streets, and I would sleep by the bench. But I would, when my cousin went to sleep and his drugs, he dropped them, I would, I had some and I needed to make money. I think this was around the time my cousin lost her house and I didn't have nowhere to go. So I was out there hustling, and it was like I did 24-hour shifts. And these guys pulled up, and the guy got out, and he was like, "Get in." I'm like, "No, like I don't know y'all." He was like, "Nah, come make some real money. Want to make some real money with us?" And I'm like I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're a pedophile, so they gonna say, "Well, we got the car seat in the back. Why would I be a pedophile if I got a kid?" But I'm young, so I'm like, okay, but that don't mean nothing. But the man kind of opened the door like it wasn't a choice. So I got in. And when I got in, I remember them going to pick up briefcases, and it was money. All this money in there. And we went somewhere, and then he was like, "Yo, she going through." And I said, "I'm going with Hill." We was talking like we was talking. They was like, "What's going on with you? Like, how's your family? Or do you got family?" They asked me all these questions. So he told him I was going with him. I ain't saying going with you. I didn't have a choice. So he took me to wherever, but he told me I couldn't look around. I got to keep my head down. I wasn't allowed to look around. We went. It was somewhere in Philly, and they took me somewhere. I had my head down. And we went to the apartment building. He told me, "Don't answer the door." I never left the apartment building for like 5 months. I ate out of a can. And I couldn't watch TV. And I couldn't listen to the radio. And I was pregnant. And then that's when they took me with them. And they said we was going to New York. And I didn't know I was a hostage. They was going to New York to do a drive-by. But they was already tipped off that they were coming. I would have been killed. I didn't even know. I couldn't even see the daylight. I didn't even know what month it was. I just know that I didn't tell on them. The man just kept saying, "Why didn't he?" They was like, "You're with a very bad guy," but they're saying that it's not your gun. But in New York, everybody got to take the charge. So they was like, they're trying to get you out. It was just crazy. Like, I do not know who these people were. All I know is I didn't have nowhere to go. And they just had me in the room. My son was born in New York. My son was born around the time of the Twin Towers was going down. I watched the Twin Towers. We watched it in New York. We had to evacuate, do a certain protocol process in New York. I was also with the feds in Albany, New York. You know what I mean? So this is like really, really big. And after all of that, I came home. My mom came up there and told them to keep me. I had somebody to get me out that was acting like my uncle, but he wasn't my uncle. My mom said, "That's not my uncle, and don't let her out." But I was able to get out. I had somebody that was going to help me, and would have been able to get out. No, I wasn't probably going to make come back during that time because I was younger, and it was a lot going on. So I just was trying to make it out. But I'm glad. I guess it was it was God's perfect timing. So anyway, when I came home, I got myself together, got my son. I became a mom. I got raped, ended up having another child. I ended up being homeless, living in a hotel, living in a shelter, being a success story, having my own place for 13 years straight. I ended up moving out of the city, going to Bear, where I ended up meeting a person that I thought was a cool person. And what happened was, I got tangled up into some stuff and somebody got killed on my car. And I tried to perform CPR on that person, and I was unsuccessful because of the many hits that person took. So the police, instead of coming to me as help or as a person in the wrong place at the wrong time, they came at me as a suspect. During this time in investigation, I was almost lit on fire, torched with gasoline, and the police try to say I did it to myself. The detective came to me and said, even your haters don't even think you did it to yourself. And I looked at him like, I love me too much. But it was okay because it was a black Chevy. When I looked in the reports, it said that people noticed a black Chevy. So this black Chevy, right? We have the black Chevy, that one black Chevy. During this time, when that happened to me, I gave my children, even though my mom was not supportive and didn't care much, sometimes she would answer the phone and be there for my children. I will say that. Sometimes she would. So I had to ask her, could you please take the children? She was reluctant. But when I was in the house, I was in the house and I was ready for whatever. And I was in there by myself and I had the door unlocked. This is a true story. This is a true story. So during this time, though, I never said that when I was in a police station, they put 5 pictures. Everything was like 5. They put melanin people in front of me and told me to pick somebody. And I told them I wasn't going to do it. They were mad at me. They told me to pick somebody. They just told me they had pictures like they was going to the club. They had everything. Told me to pick somebody. And I told them no. I'm not doing it. That could be somebody. Not doing that. I don't know who killed that man. I don't know. And at the end of the day, you went to school for that, not me. That's not my job. I lost a lot of people to the streets. You know what I mean? What I did do is I made sure he did not die alone. Because he didn't deserve that. He was a father. He was a brother. He was a man. I could have got killed that night too. So I held him. I could have exposed myself to AIDS, anything. And thank God that I didn't. But the fact of him bleeding and dying on the street alone, that's not fair to him. So I did sacrifice myself in that. I did not care about him. I knew his friend. If he's his friend, then he's my friend, you know, and my cousins and them were cool with him. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's their people. So if I know that they're your peoples, then you're my peoples. And this is real. So I just didn't want him to be alone. So, but at the end of the day, I cannot do nobody else's job for them. You have to put the pieces together and figure out what happened. But people was calling the tip line lying on me, not on me and my peoples. Like, I don't have nothing to do with that. So, you know, so what happened was the police officers end up coming to the house with DFS, trying to take the kids, trying to remove the children, for me to give the pictures, for me to point the people out and say it was dumb, and it wasn't dumb. They try to force me that way. So then they end up taking my freedom. They forced me that way. Then they end up, the person who was my friend turned her against me, or she was working with them. However she came along, she was sent. She probably was sent by them. But yeah, because because everything that I'm looking at now, she's bringing up stuff in my records. And like, yo, it's crazy, y'all. It's just crazy. So anyway, so then 2014, they bring the machine guns out, tanks. They putting down the trunk. They got helicopters out here, hostage stand off. Look up Chantel Newman standoff in 2014. They had me with a whole standoff, and I wasn't even doing no standoff. They used excessive force. So I'm like, oh my God, are y'all serious? Like, y'all really about to try to frame me? All of this was over because I would not help them solve their case. They locked everybody up. They just started giving people charges. They tore it up. And they dragged me from every jail and told me, and when they came in there, they said, let's talk about the case. Why are you here? I'm locked up for this and you keep telling me about this. I don't have nothing, sir. Leave me alone. It got deep, y'all. Then the woman ended up, I was looking at from 6 to 86 years in jail. When my lawyer came to me, my public defender came to me, he said they want you to take the plea because if you take it to trial, you are looking at this amount of time. Now, remind you, I was in jail for, they did the standoff with me and sent me to Maryland. They sent me to Maryland for 18 months. They told me they was going to let me go home. I never seen a daylight for 18 months. And I left out of there where they have no evidence. On the indictment, it said none. They kept me there and was like, take a plea. And I was like, I'm not taking no plea. I don't want to take a plea. I didn't do it. It's like, take a plea. I'm not taking no plea. So I took it. I was trying to take it to trial. I didn't get a chance to take it to trial in 2019. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That was years later. That was when I was able to go to trial because she wasn't showing up. They postponed my life all this time for her not showing up. I end up getting acquitted after I ended up getting sent to Delaware for the same charges. Double jeopardy. Can you say double jeopardy? Yes, I got paperwork. Yes, this is all real. This is all black and white. I'm not lying, y'all. This woman stalked me. The police stalked me. They was mad because I didn't help them. Even when I got out, they said, we put a thing on your tag. You gonna get pulled over every time until you help me. Y'all, this is real. My life has been ruined because I did not help them police officers and them detectives build their case, and they try to chew me apart. And they used this woman to frame me. And I've been trying to get my story and don't nobody believe me. But I end up coming home and I end up vowing that I will not allow my people to go through the turmoil that I went through. So that is why I encourage myself to continue to put these lawsuits in. And this is why I had encouraged myself to go ahead and assist and help with Julius Jones. I also been calling and trying to advocate for the guy who got the 110 years in Denver. But when I call Colorado, they act like they don't, like I'm just some type of foreign person. So I just stick to my roots and do what I can do, and I keep it moving. My computer's been messed up. We had people, I filed a complaint that I believe police officers trying to kill me. My lug nuts have been removed twice. All the computers in the house are messed up. We didn't had to pay for stuff. The children, we don't even have internet because we cannot afford it right now. We have been hit with, so I know I look good, right? I go to the food bank. Now to get my stuff. It looks good. The woman comes with nice coat and it fits me. My hair, I do my hair myself. Like, I'm really, really going through it and nobody seems to care. But I know that the greater he that is in me, he always seems to just be on time. You know what I mean? Like, he always seems to be, people can talk about me, they can say whatever. Like, at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that's in my house that looks like this, I actually arts and crafts. I can show you guys how to do it. I haven't even got a chance to buy myself nothing new in a whole year. My children get new clothes before I get new clothes. I just don't look like what I've been through. But I'm going through it right now. I'm being targeted, like really, really bad. Like, bro, I'm dead serious. But I love you, Star Seeds. I gave my testimony. I did it for me. And I did it for the collective. Because I know if I can make it, I know you can make it. Don't look for no support outside yourself. You know that you are the best thing God has ever created. I had people tell me I would never be anything in life. I had people down talk me. I never allowed that to change me because I know who I am. A person's opinion about you is none of your business. Stay